A Trump-appointed federal judge ruled that the president exceeded his authority by invoking an 18th century wartime law to deport illegal immigrants. It's the latest as the standoff continues between the courts and the White House's immigration crackdown. Fox's Connor Hansen has the latest.
A federal judge in South Texas ruled the Trump administration cannot use the Alien Enemies Act to deport Venezuelans from that part of the state. That was the law used to fly hundreds of suspected gang members to a prison in El Salvador, drawing intense legal scrutiny. Despite the White House claiming the criminal gangs have invaded, the judge wrote, quote, "The proclamation makes no reference to and in no manner suggests that a threat exists of an organized armed group of individuals entering the United States at the direction of Venezuela to conquer the country or assume control over a portion of the nation." The president has not been pleased with recent court decisions on his immigration policy.
We're having some judge problems that everybody's reading. We're having some judges that don't like, killers, murderers being thrown out of the country.
The Texas case was just one of several. The Supreme Court has already ruled that alleged migrant gang members should be able to contest their removal. Democrats have repeatedly criticized the president's policies.
And in his first 100 days, Donald Trump is shredding the Constitution of the United States.
The legal fight is likely far from over.
The judge doesn't make that determination whether the Alien Enemies Act can be deployed. I think the President of the United States is the one who determines whether this country is being invaded, and under the Biden administration it was.
The White House is expected to challenge the Texas ruling. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox 4 News.
2 men are dead after a 3-vehicle crash in Mesquite. Police say the suspect who caused that crash was intoxicated.
The crash happened late Tuesday night, Highway 80, just east of 635. Police say the driver, now facing intoxication manslaughter charges, hit another car, which then crashed into a motorcycle. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager spoke with a man who witnessed all of it. Peyton.
Stephen, Heather, and prior to the crash, drivers on Highway 80 were already calling 911, saying the suspect was speeding and tailgating people, showing no concern to people possibly driving home from work. It was 6:30 p.m. Tuesday evening. One witness I spoke with pulled over to try to help the 2 men who were pronounced dead on scene.
It was just the most erratic, reckless driving I'd ever seen. It scared me. Like, that's how I knew what kind of car it was, because when it passed by, I'm like, oh my gosh, these people could have ran me off the road. Like, it was that bad. JJ
Tarno replaying those terrifying moments Tuesday evening on Highway 80 in Mesquite. Police say 46-year-old Kevin Jackson was behind the wheel of his Audi SUV, weaving in and out of eastbound rush hour traffic. Witnesses later told investigators Jackson was driving at speeds of 80 to 90 miles per hour.
And I see him cut across, and here goes another car into the guardrail, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I called 911 right away.
Police say Jackson's Audi SUV clipped the back of a Toyota RAV4, causing it to flip over the median into oncoming traffic and collide with a motorcycle. The driver of the Toyota, 64-year-old Mark Bryant of Dallas, and the man on the motorcycle, 61-year-old Brian Robinson, were both killed. Robinson's family provided Fox 4 this photo.
They bang out the glass. We look inside, and there's a whole motorcycle inside the car.
Meanwhile, Mesquite police spotted Jackson sitting on the median wall. Investigators say his breath smelled like alcohol and his eyes were bloodshot and watery. According to an arrest warrant affidavit Fox 4 obtained on Thursday, officers described Jackson's actions as carefree and unfazed during the interview as chaos was unraveling around him, including people crying and wailing. Jackson told police prior to the crash he did pull over due to an argument with his girlfriend over the phone. He later admitted he had 2 glasses of wine 2 hours earlier. On scene, Jackson failed multiple sobriety tests. At the hospital, police say Jackson denied causing the crash and claimed there was already a crash in the westbound lanes of Highway 80. The interview ended. Jackson was booked into the Dallas County Jail on 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter. And at the hospital, Jackson did provide a blood sample. Those results have not been released yet. His bond is set at $2 million. Steve?
All right, Peyton Yeager. Peyton. The Parker County Sheriff says the suspects in a triple murder investigation were involved in drugs. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes. The sheriff also indicated investigators now have everybody involved, they say, in custody. The victims were robbed inside their home and then dumped in a creek nearby. The bodies of the victims, Tiffany Williams, David Walker, and Robbie Head, were all found last week. Fox 4's Dionne Anglin has more.
Parker County Sheriff Russ Authier is speaking out about the triple murder investigation and the circumstances surrounding 3 arrested suspects.
They either knew each other or knew of each other. Yes, it was, they've had dealings with each other.
The victims' bodies were discovered on April 24th in a creek a mile from their home. They'd been declared missing several days earlier. Court documents say all had been shot inside the residence, then their bodies dumped. Tiffany Williams, her love interest, David Walker, and their acquaintance, Robbie Head, who was staying with them and, according to the sheriff, couch surfing.
The 2 individuals, the 2 suspects, the main suspects that were charged with capital murder, they went to rob the other 2, the married couple. And then Mr. Head, who just happened to be, I think, the victim of circumstance, wrong place, wrong time, just got caught up in the robbery. I think their intentions were money and drugs.
27-year-old Tryn McKnight and 19-year-old Barrett Copeland are charged with capital murder. 18-year-old Michael Morris is charged with tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse. While the sheriff is not speculating about what led to the victims being targeted, he does express that drugs are the driving factor that motivated the suspects.
Most of what we see here, and there's no trouble, it's methamphetamine, a lot of it. There's others, but that's a huge part.
American Airlines expands its presence at DFW Airport. The changes just announced could make DFW the largest airline hub in the world. Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. American Airlines agreed to invest $4 billion to double the capacity of Terminal F. Fox 4's Lori Brown has the story.
The North Texas economy, anchored by the great cities of Dallas and Fort Worth, is booming. DFW Airport, just last month, was reaffirmed as the 3rd busiest airport in the world.
The slowing national economy is not slowing down any plans at DFW International Airport.
While the national economy may see some softening demand in the near term, we continue to project significant long-term growth in passenger traffic at DFW for decades ahead. In fact, due in large part to American, we expect to hit 100 million passengers annually before the end of this decade.
Airport CEO Sean Donahue says that is why accelerating construction and expanding Terminal F is so critical.
Together, we will build a total of 31 new gates, and it will be a standalone unit terminal with a new parking facility, passenger check-in lobby, baggage services, security screening, new roads and bridges.
That means passengers will not need to use Skylink to access it. American Airlines will occupy the entire terminal, which is the biggest project since Terminal D opened 20 years ago.
This truly monumental investment by American Airlines is going to further elevate what's already one of the world's leading airports.
8.1 million people now call North Texas home, and growing rapidly every single day. Soon to be, by the way, passing the Chicago metro region as the 3rd largest metro in the entire country.
American Airlines CEO Robert Isom says the addition of 31 gates at DFW will give it the path to becoming the largest airline hub in the world.
The city fathers and mothers decades ago had the smarts to get together to make sure that we had the space to do something. They invested in the runways to actually have the largest operation of any airport in the world. Today, we're talking about investing in the facilities.
The first phase is expected to open in just 2 years, with the completion date set for 2030. Lori Brown, Fox 4 News.